Hi guys, ladies, gents, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you are. Piotr here, this is Liteforex Global YouTube channel, and a little bit different story today. It's beginning of 2020. We do have first FOMC meeting towards the end of the month, right? And because of some changes we've seen recently, it might be worth to make an update about the Doves and Hawks inside the FOMC. Well, it's an election year, right? So if you are going to connect some dots at the end of our meeting, then who knows what kind of the summary you are going to get. Anyway, without further delay, let's have a look what we have. This is the table thanks to the Bloomberg article. All right, so it's better visualization of what we are going to discuss. All right, new voters, right? New voters inside the Federal Reserves. We know after the latest FOMC in December, based on the Federal Reserve projection, we know that probably there are going to be no interest rate change in that year, in 2020. But some of you may use Fed speakers and trade based on what they are talking about. So meaning that this type of the strategy. So it could be good to see the changes we have because, I think the voters last year overall were more hawkish, and this time the George and Rosengren already left. Anyway, slowly. So what we have, of course, Board of Governors, Jerome Powell, right? Clarida, and those two are, as you can see by the Bloomberg, it's -1. But well, if we would do 1.5 or 2, right? That wouldn't change anything. So they are leaning towards the dovishness, right? But we know that Powell is, dovish, at least for now. Anyway, what is important here when it comes to the voters? The thing is, what is important, what is worth to mention is this part of the table, all right? So what we have? We have first four new voters, and there are Kashkari, Kaplan, Harker, and Mester. Right? Those four are new. One can argue and ask why we have again John Williams, right? Vice Chair of FOMC, and he's a president of the regional New York office, and the presidents of the New York office are not changing. They are staying here and they are constantly voting. They have the voting rights, right? So that's very important to remember. So going back to those four new voters, right here. So let's start with the Philadelphia Fed, Patrick Harker. All right, as you can see, +1. all right, so it's towards hawkish side, all right, towards hawkish side. Harker from Philadelphia, as well as Loretta Mester from Cleveland, right? Then the neutral is Robert Kaplan from Dallas, right? Over here. And then huge dove, right? Huge dove. We've heard many times lately he was supporting the rate cut in 2019. And as you can see, compared to the Harker and Mester, where we have +1, clearly we have -2, so clear dove here, all right? And if you remember what I've said at the beginning, right, those two hawks left. So, well, we have some switch from the more hawkish towards more dovish Fed right now. Well, when it comes to the election year, I do believe the Fed would like to have those elections done already, right, and could focus on their job to avoid the situation that, again, Jerome Powell have to visit White House again. Anyway, so that's how the situation looks like, and why I prepared this video is because of some of you may want to, as I mentioned before, trade, right, based on the comments from the Fed representatives. Well, I think that one of the best strategy is, for example, to try to use those voters, right, speeches. So in case, for example, Mester from Cleveland, right, or Harker from Philadelphia, okay, or even Bowman, in case they are going to turn slightly dovish, that might be dollar negative, right? And as well as in case of the, you know, a little bit more positive tone from the Kashkari side, right? It might be dollar positive. So you know, it's good to know who has the voting rights right now. Again, the first FOMC meeting towards the end of the January. So of course we are going to discuss more about that. I thought it's gonna be good thing to share this stuff with you guys. Thank you very much for your time. It was my pleasure to present that for you, and see you around. Goodbye.